What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with the Boston Clinic. About to teach y'all a quick 2-piece video. And shout out to everybody, man. Everybody I seen did reaction videos to the Kovalev, Shabansky, whole card, and just that fight. Did an excellent job. My boy Quest, 78 Sports did a good job. Black Fight Fan did a good job. I mean, a lot of different people. Shout out to BT over at True Sports. He did a good job. It's the aftermath. And I ain't really did a review video quite some time. So I won't. I'd say for Rigondeaux and Lomachenko will probably be my next review video. My reaction video is the immediate reaction, and then the review is, a little bit of the fight and everybody, media-wise and fan-wise, reaction to the whole fight. So look for the next review to be Lomachenko, Rigondeaux, December 9th. What would be December 10th if I drop it? Drop the day after the reaction. But, Barrera, but let's start off here. Kovalev wants to fight Barrera March 3rd, Theater Room, MSG. He want to get that. I guess he want to give Barrera a title shot. He didn't say he wanted to fight Bivol. He wanted to fight Barrera. And Barrera said, Kovalev was avoiding him like the plague. I put the plague part in. He said he was avoiding him in the interview he did with Nestor Gibbs in the Boxing Voice the other week. Feels that he's ready for anybody. And Kovalev seemed to still have the punching power, but I don't know what Kovalev mentally and physically still have left. A 2-round fight versus Shabansky doesn't prove anything to me. It just proves that he still can punch. He didn't have to take any punishment in that fight. He never he never took no punishment, and he never had no doubt. He had no mental stress in that fight. And I'm pretty sure Barrera could cause and would cause mental stress on Kovalev. And now Kovalev is trying to fight Barrera instead of, fighting, Bivol, which I'll get into that in a minute. But he says he's not running from Bivol, and I'm pretty sure he says he's not running from Beterbiev. But why not fight Beterbiev? And I'm going to tell you why. Or Bivol, or one to go fight Bivol. Barrera is in the cockpit. He's in the driver's seat. He can do whatever you want between these two guys. Because he's with main events. The Kovalev fight can happen easily, and when he wants it to happen. But he's also the number one contender and a mandatory for Dmitry Bivol. He could put that mandatory status on the back burner, and they potentially could push him down the rankings. He'll lose that mandatory status. Period. But he will lose it anyway if he just so happen to beat Kovalev. So, which one does he want to go for? I already told you guys. He said he wants to go for Dmitry Bivol because he knows it's easier to make the Kovalev fight because they both had the same promoter. Let's say, he fights Kovalev or whatever, and it's a draw, hypothetically, or somebody get injured and the fight falls apart, or whatever it happens. Then Bivol moves on, then he moves down the WBA rankings, and then it's like, damn, I gotta work my way back up to Kovalev get healthy. I should have just took the Bivol fight. Plus, Bivol is less experienced, and Bivol is a good tune-up. I know y'all don't like that word when you talk about Bivol for Barrera taking on Kovalev. They have similar property, they have similar skill sets. They both can punch, aggressive, but Bivol has never really been in the gutter. He never got his hands dirty. Y'all can say all he wants. He fought this guy. He did fight the guy that Barrera fought last night, Felix Valera. He fought him. He had a unanimous decision versus him. And you could say all he wants. He fought Sergey Kovalev, whoever you want to say he fought. But you cannot simulate, about the 20-fight mark that most world champions have before they step up for a championship. Even when he's halfway there with 11 and 12 fights, he fought Trenton Broderhurst for his world title. He never been in a real world title fight. So he was to fight Barrera next. That's a real, true world title fight. It's basically that the WBA is up for vacant because basically the WBA handed him that belt. And you can have the greatest amateur background in the world, as you've seen with Lomachenko. You can have the greatest sparring that you can have, which Lomachenko had with Top Rank, and still fall up short, just like Lomachenko fell short. You can you can beat your chest, and you'll have a lot of confidence, like Erickson Lubin had. But at the end of the day, is what I was trying to explain to my boy Jordan Larkin, shout out to him, and Man Down Boxing Group, is that it's hard to simulate or skip over that extra 8 to 9 to 10 fight experience that most world champions have. It's hard to skip over. It's a reason why most people fight 15 to 20 something fights before they get a world championship fight. And Barrera's smart to go for Bivol because he knows Bivol has deficiencies not only in this game but in experience. His biggest holes is in experience. He ain't been cut before. He probably hasn't had a decent, a hard fight that he's stressing and needs to figure out how to get through the championship rounds for real. He probably ain't took a lot of body work because they don't do a lot of body punching in the amateurs. He don't seem to move his head at all. So it's a smart play for Barrera. Barrera shown the ability last night to cut the ring down on a moving opponent and make him go in survival mode. He showed that he's accumulated enough power to be a problem at this weight class. Of course, he's not going to go for Kovalev for a number of reasons, inside and outside the ring. Kovalev is experienced. Kovalev knows what he wants to do and how he wants to do it on the championship elite level. Kovalev knows his limitations. He knows his weaknesses. Bivol still got that young, dumb, and full of cum mentality. He might carry himself as a very mature young fella, but he probably thinks he's invincible. And when you're young, you think you're invincible. You think you can take it on the chin. You think you could do this. Until you in that particular moment where you get cut or get hurt by a body shot and you got to hold or you got to clear your mind and you don't know how to buy time. His trainer, his corner hasn't been stressed on the championship level. We don't know what type of corner he has once the pedals get put to the metal. Once the foot is entrenched in that ass. So, of course, Kovalev teams know how to handle that. Trust me. He's been there before. Bivol hasn't been there before, and Bivol's a good fighter. But I feel that, next Kovalev he had a tune-up. That was a glorified tune-up for a world championship match. I feel that he should fight Arthur Beterbiev. And I understand if he wants to wait around for Barrera and the Bivol winner, I ain't mad at you. Because you done fought Andre Ward twice. When you was coming up, you had your title. Didn't nobody want to fight you, Really, they didn't. He was the most feared man. You had to pick guys from Kyrgyzstan and Iraqistan and all that. So I feel him. If Kovalev next year want to go the easy route, he deserves another tune-up. He took 2 tough fights with Ward, and I ain't impressed because at the end of the day, it's gonna happen between him and Beterbiev. I believe. I think Kovalev, listening to him, really wants to avenge those amateur corrupt losses that he said he had. So we can just sit here. He could find somebody else to fight. And we can fight a mandatory at the WBO, and we can enjoy this Bivol versus Barrera matchup, which Barrera said that's who he want to fight next. Now I'm pretty sure Bivol ain't backing down. He full of confidence. Barrera full of confidence. Gonna be a hell of a fight, and I can't wait to see it happen, man. Another great fight for 2018. We gone.